Okay, you were talking about the midterms. Bio 112.
Yeah.
I still didn't hear from anyone. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, inshallah. This one كمان بيكون سهل. It's all about, honestly, is that you have all the topics well understood, inshallah, you'll be fine. Okay, we'll start. Let's see. The first question, what dibromobenzene can only form one tribromobenzene? A lot of people get this wrong, and I feel like it kind of covers the like a whole topic لما we're talking about naming and like the structures. Can anyone tell me what you think the answer should be?
C.
Anyone else? What do you guys think? Okay, so you said it's C, right?
C, yes.
Exactly. So you understand why it is C, right? Because when we talk about O and P, I think by now you have this very well understood. Where would be an O location? This and this, right? And then M would be this and this, and P would be this and this. So when we have dibromobenzene, that will only give us one tribromobenzene, we'll have to have the first bromobenzenes here and here. So wherever we put the other one, it'll all be the same thing. Everyone has this understood, right? Okay, so I think we can move on. These type of questions are really important, and whenever they come in the exam, please draw it out, because when you draw it out, everything will be clear and you'll be able to solve these types of questions really easily, inshallah. So I think this one is well understood. We can move on to the other one. So if you know how to solve this, you know how to first of all name, and you know how to understand the relationship between the different molecules, and that's why I chose this question. Okay, now if we move on to the second one, what is the name of the following molecule? Yalla, guys.
C.
Exactly. Does anyone have any other thoughts, or maybe you don't know how to solve this?
Is it B?
Think about it.
Yeah, it is C.
It's C. A lot of people get this wrong, and it's very similar to the question above's tactic of thinking. So again, you need to think about who we're giving priority to. We know that the pH stands for what?
Phenol.
Phenyl, exactly, a phenyl group. And then over here, we have a butene molecule. So whenever we see something like that, we're giving the priority to the double bond, right? So we start numbering this way. And we'll look at phenyl in this case as a substituent. So what do? We number from here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be 4 phenyl and then 1 butene, because we give the double bond the priority. This is really important. So it is C. Is it clear?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. And then again, try to trick you by drawing the phenyl group out. So you'll start thinking, oh, should I be focusing on the phenyl group? Should I look at it as the parent compound? No. Whenever we have a structure like this one, so they might draw it out like this, and you'll be like, oh, maybe I should be giving this as a substituent. But in this case, you'd look at phenyl as the substituent. Okay, طيب. This one, very famous question. How many dinitrobenzoic acids are possible? Karan, this one, they love to get it, and a lot of people get tricked. What do you think the answer should be? Take a moment, draw them out if you want.
Two. Sorry, 4.
Okay, does anyone else have any other answers?
It's 3. So, oh, never mind.
Take your time. Again, in these type of questions, please draw it out, because you might have and when you think about it without drawing it out, you'll have some confusion trying to visualize everything. So draw them out and count. Is anyone saying anything in the chat box? Because it doesn't show for me, I think.
No, nothing.
Okay. Thank you, Video.
Hello.
Did anyone get anywhere with this question?
Would you
5.
solve it, please?
Yes. Yeah, I will solve it, of course. So I want to see. Yeah, I'm letting you guys solve it first, because number one, it's very important to not only listen but try to actually practice. Plus, I want to show you that a lot of people always have problems with these types of questions. Why? Because we know. Let me draw it out. The answer.
It's
Wait,
6?
I'll draw it out and then we'll see. It is 6.
6?
Yes,
Yes.
it is. Okay, I'll draw it out for you guys, because Amjad, this is a very confusing question, and a lot of people always struggle with it. طيب, okay, هلا we have dinitrobenzoic acid. What does that mean? We have 2 nitros, and what do we have? A carboxylic acid group, right? Let's draw out the normal structure. Okay, so we have this guy. We know we're going to have 2 nitros and 1 benzoic acid. Okay. And then we have, let's say, COOH, and we have another nitro. Right? We want to find how many possibilities for this structure could exist. فنحن we know we could move these guys around. Right? Let's try. This is the first option. Let's move this guy around. Let's see. So we do this. And I always say this, and it is very, very helpful to move systemically. What do I mean by that? I mean move one thing at a time. Okay? So here we said NO2, and then 3, then COOH. We moved this nitro here. Right? This is another option. طيب. Okay. What other thing can we draw? We can still move this guy. We can move it another position لهون, right? So till now, how many do we have? We have 3, right? What can we do? We can move this guy again 1 position. So that's why I was saying, please draw it out. Because if you don't, you wouldn't be able to visualize this whole thing. And I don't know about your quizzes and midterms, but for us, they kept on getting these types of questions in every single chapter. And honestly, I feel like they get it because they know it is confusing, and they know a lot of people might get it wrong. So we have how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But what can we still do?
Can we move the benzoic acid, or is it constant on its place?
We could move it. But why am I not moving it? So you understand the strategy here. I'm not moving it because I want to be able to move systemically. If I'm moving all of them at the same time, then I will have trouble in like seeing the difference between the different options that I'm drawing. Do you get me? You could move all of them around. Where the whole point is just seeing how these could be organized differently. تمام؟ فلما you move only one thing, it's easier for you to visualize that. Do you get me?
Yes, so that we wouldn't be confused.
Exactly. فهلا, now we moved this nitro all around, right? Now it's time to move some other things. Maybe we could have, as you said, we can move the carboxylic acid. So the carboxylic acid could be here, and these two guys can be here, right? How many do we have? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who can tell me what the last one could be? Now looking at all of them. Can you figure it out? Look at all these other ones. We have a nitro right beside the carboxylic acid, right?
The carboxylic acid will be like under to
Why can you
opposite
put
the NO2.
You mean taking the carboxylic acid here, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but if we do that, what will happen? Look at this. Is that we put the carboxylic acid here. Let's number it. Okay,
and
let's
take
say the
that one
carboxylic
out.
acid is here. Then this nitro will be number 1, 2, and 3. Let's look at another example that we drew out over here. Okay, the carboxylic acid here, this guy is 1 away and this guy is 3 away. So these two would be the same. And that's why it's confusing. Do you get
So
what I did here?
the last one would be 2,3 dinitrobenzoic acid.
Not 2, 3. It could be. Wait, let me draw it out for you guys.
From
No,
where
I mean, so now you give 5 options. The last one would be
5
2,3.
options.
Yeah, the sixth one would be 2,3 dinitrobenzoic acid.
لا بس look هون, what is this? This is 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah.
It's 2, 3.
Okay.
Okay. The last option would be this. وهلا I'll tell you guys how to make your life easier. But I draw it out. So
Why?
again, is that we do this COH and then here and here. So on. Okay, this is the last option. It is confusing and there is no set rule that you could work with. All you can do is trial and error. So you're going to draw. You're going to draw structures where you look back and you see, oh, I did actually draw it before. We'll have to cancel that out and find another option. Why people get so many mistakes in the exam when we're dealing with this kind of question is you might miss out on one of the structures. So how you do it to not miss out is, as I said, systemically. You keep 2 things in place and move the other one around, if they're 3. Okay? And then you start trying to find the options that are left. See here, we were able to get 4 by just moving one of the substituents around. Best command to make your life even easier is that you get this question in the exam. Anything with 3 substituents will always, if one of them is different and the one of them is different, and the other 2 are the same, it will always be 6 possible structures. Okay, so you could have that in mind going in, is that we have any structure with one different substituent and the 2 others are the same, it will always be 6. But you can't guarantee that this exact situation will come in the exam, and that's why you should learn how to be able to draw them out and just try to find the right answer. And how do you perfect this? Trial and error. Yani you have to practice. You have to practice before going to the exam. Do you guys get this? Do you have any questions? Do you want me to repeat anything? Does it make sense?
I wanted to ask, do you start numbering from the benzoic acid, or is it anywhere?
لا, you start numbering from the benzoic acid.
Okay.
Because the other two are the same, right? And this is just command for you to have it easier, right? And when you're going to name, of course, you're going to start numbering from the benzoic acid, because right here it is the leading group. Okay. Does it make sense? So you start with an original structure, you move one of the substituents around, and then at the end you try to find if there are any other options. Again, you could technically you could look at all the different scenarios that might come. For example, yani for your own easiness, you could think, for example, in this situation, we have one different, as we said, one different substituent and the two of the others are the same. You could think of a situation where they're all the same. For example, let's take tribromobenzene, okay? If we have bromine, right? Bromine and bromine. How many possible structures are there for tribromobenzene? Can you solve that for me? That would be some extra practice on the same concept.
There are 3 here.
Mm-hmm. What are the possible? Do you guys agree with him?
Only one, I think.
Keep one.
It's 3, yeah.
Yeah, it is 3.
It is 3. Why? We can take these guys and move them this way, right? Or it could be, for example, is that I give you this one. Is that I tell you, throw one here, this, and this. Is this considered as another structure?
It's
They
the
are
same thing.
It's the
No.
same thing, exactly. But you might move this here, but then here, and then here, and look at it and think, oh, it's another structure, if you're not focusing or if you're solving really fast. So it is the same thing. But the answer is 3. But you could just make up stuff and practice yourselves, because most likely a question like this will come in the exam. Okay, so try to focus on these and try to find some kind of patterns to help you solve this better. And always draw. Do you want me to explain any further? Is there anything that you do not get, or do we move on to the next question so we don't waste time? We're fine?
Yes.
So, perfect. Okay, these are the questions I love. I love true and false questions because they why isn't it growing bigger? Okay, true and false questions, I love them because you can eliminate. And it's very easy to solve them in the exam, because for sure there will be things that are 100% you're sure that they're false, or 100% you're sure that they're true, right? So this helps you kind of limit out your questions and find the right answer. So let's look at this question. Question number 4. Which of the following statements about benzene is false? Take a moment to read through it and the answer, and then again we'll go through each of the choices together. What do you think the answer is?
D.
D.
Exactly. Why? What's wrong with D?
Addition.
Benzene goes to substitution. Sorry.
Exactly, substitution. So it does not, reactions don't occur by addition, they occur by substitution. Okay, why do the reactions occur by substitution? Do you guys know?
Because the benzene would lose its stability.
Exactly. Always and always, when we're thinking benzene, when we're thinking about something that's aromatic, it's we go with substitution reactions because their structures are very stable and we don't want to disrupt this aromaticity in any way. For addition, where are addition reactions? Where do they predominate?
Alkenes and
Alkenes and alkynes. Perfect. Perfect. But let's go through the other choices to see why they're right. Okay, the molecule is planar. We know that benzene, of course, is planar, and each carbon is at a corner of a regular hexagon. This is for sure something that we know, right? There are two resonance structures of equivalent energy, and this is one of the most important things when we're talking about benzene, and know all the carbons are equivalent, and we have resonance going all around at all times. We have two structures of equivalent energy. Okay, the bond angles are 120 and the bond lengths are 1.39. Do you guys have this memorized? You're supposed to. And then lastly, each carbon in the benzene ring is sp2 hybridized. So everything else is stuff that we know to be true, and they are basically what makes an aromatic compound aromatic. Whenever you see a true and false question in the exam, always eliminate, and inshallah they'll all be easy. Okay, moving on. Question 5. Okay, which statement about benzene is true? يلا هاتي توزدي. What do you think? Huh? You said A?
Both
Definitely
A and C.
Yeah, A and C, sorry. Didn't show the other options.
Exactly, it is A and C. But see what happens? Come on, a lot of people lose marks because in the quiz you're just panicking, you want to finish off. You're reading the question, you read the first answer, and oh, I do know this, it is true. So you circle it and move on. And you miss out on the actual answer where they try to trick you and put two answers as correct. So always read all the options before answering, because this happens a lot too. It's very normal because you finally found a question that you're sure of, so you circle it and move on. But always read all the options. Let's read through them. Why are A and C correct? All 6 hydrogens in benzene are chemically equivalent. This is, of course, we know it to be true. As I said right now, so all the hydrogens. Okay. Look at this. It says hydrogens. So ليش الهydrogens? We're talking about carbon. Why did they say hydrogens? How are they all chemically equivalent? Does anyone know? تمام. نحن ليش قلنا hydrogens هون؟ who of course all the carbons are equivalent, but then the hydrogens, what are they bonded to? They're bonded to these carbons in benzene because the carbons are all chemically equivalent and the hydrogens are bonded to these carbons, but the hydrogens are as well chemically equivalent. فكمان they'll try to trick you and change مثلا carbon to hydrogen, and a lot of people might be like, no, it's not hydrogen. We know and no, the carbons are equivalent. But you might just skip this and go with the safer option, which is C, that you know is true. But then the hydrogens and the carbons are all chemically equivalent. تمام? Okay, and then we have benzene decolorizes bromine solution. طيب, why is this false? Who decolorizes bromine solutions?
Alkenes.
Alkenes, exactly. Come they'll try to trick you with the exceptions. This is very important, and they're most likely going to get a question about how benzene does not decolorize the bromine solution. So as we put benzene with bromine solutions, what will happen? Nothing. It will stay the same. No reaction will take place. Okay. The molecule is planar, and each carbon is at a corner of a regular hexagon. Come on, we know that to be true. So the answer is D. Perfect. Do you have any questions on this? Okay, so we can move on. Question 6. In the mechanism for the nitration of benzene, what is the function of H2SO4? What do you think the answer is?
It is the donate the proton.
بالضبط. It donates a proton to HNO3. طيب why does it donate a proton? What does it act as?
Acid.
Exactly. So here it donates a proton. And who does that? All the catalysts in any of the reactions are basically donating protons, right? In all these electrophilic reactions. Okay, it acts solely as a solvent, of course not. Again, here you could work with elimination. To accept a proton, we know it's an acid, it is donating, it's not accepting. To generate heat from the reaction, for the reaction to occur. Again, that we've never heard anything like that in this lesson. To protonate the benzene ring. That's never the case. Okay, so this is the right answer. Do you guys have any questions? Do you want me to go over the mechanism?
Just can you repeat the question 5?
Yes.
Why hydrogen in benzene?
Yeah, of course. Okay. طب نحن how do we know the structure of benzene to be this, right? We have our, where are the hydrogens? The hydrogens are bonded to all the carbons in the benzene ring, right?
Yes.
تمام. What do we know about the carbons? Each and every single carbon. We know that they're all chemically equivalent to each other, right? So نحن we know what we know about benzene very well is that because of resonance, all our carbons are chemically equivalent. طيب, let's look at these hydrogens. They're all bonded to these carbons. And because the carbons over here, they're all chemically equivalent, but the hydrogens attached to them, the hydrogens bonded to them, are chemically equivalent as well to each other. صح? Because they're all just bonded to the same carbon, kind of chemically. And makes sense?
I got it. Yeah.
That's perfect. Type question 6. Do you guys want me to go over the mechanism, or you know it? Okay. So هيك I'm gonna take it as no, you guys know it. So let's move on to the next question. In electrophilic aromatic substitution, which of the following molecules is considered less reactive than benzene? What do you think?
E.
E.
Exactly. طيب ليش إيه؟
They are not degenerating. Deactivators, I mean.
They are meta
Mhm.
and they're deactivators and they're less than benzene. So yeah. So they're less reactive.
Less reactive than benzene. طيب, okay, what about this guy?
Activator.
That's the most
It's the
activator.
most reactive.
It's the most reactive. Know this very well. It is the most reactive, always. فنو. تمام. You have the table memorized. يعني it doesn't really take a lot of understanding. It's more of you memorize the table. تمام. هلا we move to the next question. So you guys know the table I'm talking about, right? The meta directing, orthopada directing, and the activating and deactivating table. Heidi, you have to like really go through it. As they get any question, you'll be able to answer it right away if you have it well memorized. تمام. Okay, which of the following are orthopara directing and ring deactivating?
A.
A.
صح. Is it only chlorine?
No,
All
it's
of
the
the
halogens.
halogens like this.
It's the halogens,
Yeah.
exactly. Again, I can't press on this enough. Whenever you see an exception, you focus on it. Whenever there is an exception, that's something they would get in exams. But because halogens are an exception to the rule, they're orthopara directing and ring deactivating, then they're very likely to get a question about it. تمام? So we know that to be true. All of these other guys are what? They are ring. What are the other guys? I'm not gonna say. يلا.
CS will be deactivator.
Okay, exactly. طيب B.
Activator and other be DE activator.
صح. برافو. طب are they ortho para directing ولا meta directing?
Ortho para.
Perfect. طب C. Is it ortho para?
Meta.
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 Meta. Perfect. طيب. Let's see.
Wait, D is deactivating or activating?
D?
D is an aldehyde group, صح?
لا, it's not an aldehyde group.
Wait, isn't it CHO? ولا
C double bond O, H. What is that group?
isn't this an aldehyde group? Like
Aldehyde. And you said aldehyde ولا an alkyl?
aldehyde.
Oh yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah, so is this deactivating or activating?
That's activating.
Actually? Oh,
No,
okay.
it's deactivator, I think.
Because مو في double bonds with the O هيك بتذكر الشغلة إنه these are deactivators مثل
I think it's a
NO.
deactivator.
Let's see.
الكيتون.
And now, from what I remember, it is.
الكيتون deactivator.
تعال نشوف. أنا what I remember إنه it is activating. بس ما بعرف إذا it was the last slide. تعال نشوف. Okay. Yeah. It is activating. لأنه here. Wait.
It's deactivating, it's down.
Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. برافو. Never mind. والله برافو دارسين. Exactly. معناتها it is deactivating ومتى directing. Perfect. فهدول they're genuinely very confusing. You have to revise them continuously to be able to not get tricked. But as you said صح 100%. أنا last time I was pressing on this double bond. تمام.
هو I remember you taught me this
ما هو
أصلا سمعت منك.
Exactly. صح double bond فمعناتها what will it do to the electrons? Is it donating ولا is it withdrawing?
Withdrawing.
It's withdrawing.
Perfect. تمام. يلا. Next question. If p-nitrophenol is treated with chlorine in the presence of this beautiful guy, the only tri-substituted product observed will be which? Yeah.
Is it A?
Anyone have any other answer? Who votes A?
It's either A or B.
A.
في حدا عنده any other answer, any other thought? غير A?
No, I'm thinking between A and C.
A.
It is A. صح برافو. ليش it's A? هي كمان it needs a little bit of thinking. I get why you would be confused between A and C. هلا you'll see why. طيب, let's draw our structure. Again, always draw. It's a lifesaver. With our little bonds. Okay, we have p-nitrophenol. شو يعني P? يعني واحدة هون واحدة هون. We have our OH and we have our pretty nitro. صح? Let's see. لما we come and we want to put our chlorine in. شو عنا our options? Let's look أول شي at our first substituent. What is phenol? Is it
The most
ortho
reactive.
directing ولا
It's
it's the most
ortho-para.
reactive. برافو most reactive. ortho para ولا متى؟
أورثوبارا.
أورثوبارا.
ortho para. جينا بدنا نحطها هون para. what is there؟ في عنا النيترو قاعد مبسوط. طيب what is the only option is that we're talking about the phenol. The only
Ortho.
option for this
Ortho.
go to ortho. طيب. Let's say we didn't look at the phenol. Let's say we looked at the nitro. Nitro, what is it? Is it ortho para
Meta.
directing or meta
Meta.
directing?
Meta.
Meta. طيب, what is the only option
The same.
over here? The same. So both of them are directing this guy to come in this position. Okay, but now we know this is the only option. طيب, this is the only option. How will we name it? Let's see. We start from this guy, صح? This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This chloro will be in location number 2, and then this guy will be location number 4. فit will be 2 chloro 4 nitrophenol. طب ليش ما حطيناها للكلورو هون؟ إنه 6.
It's the same.
It's the same, exactly. Is that was here? We'll
I
start
have a
numbering
question.
them. Tell me.
So in this compound, they both are directing the chlorine to the same place. But what if
Yes,
they are directing it to different places?
exactly. أنا كمان I had this question last year. And it was very confusing because كمان I found questions where it would be directing it in to different places. So you'd be like, okay, what do I do? Then it will have to do with who the stronger compound is, which who's the compound who has the greater effect. But good for you, alhamdulillah, they will not get a question هيك at all. They will not confuse us لأنه they didn't explain it. But أنا كمان I was scared. I went and I asked the doctor, I remember, I think Najad, and he told me no, they won't get such questions.
Okay, thank you.
So no problem. Hello guys, last question, and then you guys will be able to ask me. بس خليها تنزل أول. Okay. يلا. This is my favorite question of all time. يلا. What is the best sequence of reactions to synthesize nitrophenol? Go ahead.
إيه.
E.
Because first we
ليش
need
إيه؟
Because it's meta, so we need nitro first, then OH.
بالضبط. نحن starting off before we do anything, we look, we see إنه هون في عنا الالcohol first, and we know نحن إنه this guy is ortho para directing ونحن we want meta. فهدول starting off من البداية they're cancelled. X إيش هيك؟ مهم. cancelled. بقينا عنا this guy and this guy. Here you can see the OH is not there. But what are we doing أول شيء? We're forming a phenol. فنفس الشيء إذا we form it أول شيء الفينول, what will happen? It will go ortho or para. But this is the only option. كمان very important to memorize all the different catalysts لأنه they will trick you, and they did trick you. I heard بالquiz. They removed the catalyst, and some of you guys did the mistake. Who got it right? So I'm proud of you.
I think I did, yeah.
They removed the catalyst, no reaction. Sure.
You said before, previously while solving the questions, you were assuming 100% the question is right. It's an easy question, so I put straight away alcohol without even reading the no reaction. My part.
Exactly. And the reason I was pressing on it so much in the last session is because it happened to me, and it was very, very annoying. Because I looked and I was like, easy question. I ignored the catalyst completely and I answered. Guys, focus on it because they will trick you again. But this time you won't be tricked, huh?
Of course.
Of course you won't be tricked. Focus on the catalysts. And that's it for the questions that I thought would be tricky. Do you guys have any other questions you want me to go over or any topics?
Can you please to the first question?
Yes. First question?
Yes. Can you please tell me again, why is it para? It's P.
Okay. Let me tell you. Again, let's draw the structure. Our beautiful benzene, please work. Okay. Tamam. We want to find a structure for a dibromobenzene that will only give us one tribromobenzene. Let's look at our options. Is that it was, let's say it was ortho. Okay? Look at this. I could put the third, let me change the color so I make it clear. I could put the third bromo here. So, technically I could. Okay. This is the first option. Second option, I could put the second bromo here. Is that a different thing? Is it a different structure?
Yes.
It is. Third option, I could put it here. Come on. It's another structure. Let's try meta. Here, we'll draw another one. It'll work. So you're gonna have to deal with the ugly benzene. Meta, this guy will be here, this guy will be here. Tamam? Gina, we put the third bromo inside. This is the first structure. طيب, we removed it. We put it here. Is this another structure? It is. We remove it, we put it here. Is it another structure? It is. So on. Amma, when we do it, Amma, if it was para, why is it becoming ugly? Wait, I'll do it again. Is we have para, then look at this. BR here and BR here. Is that I put the third BR over here. Okay? Hey, first structure. But I'm gonna remove it and put it here. Is it the same?
Yes.
It is the same. لأنه إذا we count from here صارت 1 2 3 4. وإذا كنا we're counting this one بتكون 1 2 3 4. Same thing. طيب إذا we put it here. كمان. What is it? The same thing. 1 2 3 4. طيب we remove it, put it here. Again, we could number 1 2 3 4. But no matter where we're putting the third bromine, we're still getting the same structure. Do you get it?
Yes, thank you.
But again, come on, to make this helpful again, I feel like I'm saying this way too much. Draw it out. A number. عشان you don't get confused. Okay, any other questions? شو خلاص, you're 100% sure of everything in chapter 4?
Yes, thank you so much.
خلاص تمام.